And yeah, watch out while you shave and drive.
Greetings and hello there, everybody. It's NOOCH and the Gerbil. Good to see all of you today. It's a wonderful Wednesday morning here in the U.S. and in China. What's up, Gerbil?
Gotta have my China. How you doing, NOOCH? I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good too, man. Things are kind of going. It's been a relatively quiet 2 weeks since we talked to Celiac Sarah, and she ranked the Star Wars movies. It was one of my favorite experiences I've ever had. But no guests this week. So what's going on with the game, man?
Well, like you said, it's been a little bit quiet. My channel has been blowing up though, because I posted a little series. Kind of breaking down, trying to analyze the new speeder bike raid that came out, and that's been a lot of fun. I did a 4-part analysis. Like the first 3 vids were total hardcore analysis, like the cell spreadsheets and theory crafting, and I was all like, you know, when the raid launched, I just ran through my first cycle of it and kind of regretted, because then I couldn't test anything after. I was like, ah. So I thought, okay, well, let's really prepare and try to break this down and understand what's going on with Timber and Evade and Shield and Distract and Sideswipe and Damage and Jam and oh man. So I really went all full on analytical, and I posted my first video, went to bed, and I was like, that video sucked. I really wish I hadn't posted that. I just don't like that. And I woke up the next morning and I had so many people who were like, this spreadsheet's amazing, how do we get it? And I was like, wow, that's weird. And then finally when raid came around second go, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this spreadsheet to test. And I was like, well, that failed. Well, that failed. That failed. That failed. And I was like, you know, the only strategy I found that worked out of everything was like, evade, basic, evade, basic. Like, this is so stupidly easy.
So, first of all,
so what's your...
a lot of the content creator angst you just described, it just hits me right in the heart. Like, this video's, I don't care, that video sucks, and everybody goes nuts. Like, oh, what's going on with it? More. And you're like, oh, that's I thought that was just kind of a piece of poo. And then you do everything you did in the video, and it's all just garbage anyway. And then you come, well, the raid thing. So we're coming at a raid from different parts. Like, you really dug into it, and I'm like, put 3 characters in, press auto. Thank you for my quality of life, Capital Games, and I'm good to go. But what did you just say about, that's interesting to me, because you said it's just basic. What are you doing? And that's it?
Okay, so first off, okay, it all comes down to the 3 faction modifiers. You know how they had that whole list of statistical reworks, and if you mod with accuracy, it improves your timber damage, and if you mod with this, it improves that. Take all of that and throw it out the window. Just forget it was ever shared. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't. It does not matter. So there's okay. Your channel has a much bigger audience than mine, and to that, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, thank you so much for doing these videos with me. It's always a delight to talk to you. So, but this raid, the 4th video there has like it's pushing 17,000 views, which for me is just explosively big, because yeah, it comes down to the faction modifiers, and the Ewok one I think is broken. The Ewok one is all about jam, and there's a bug. I think it's a bug, because what CG says on the forums in their big description is not what actually happens. We'll come back to that if you want. The Rebel one is essentially just basic. If you go with an all Rebel squad, just basic for the most part. But the real money, the real point value, comes from mixing 1 Imperial Trooper with 1 or 2 allies that stack evasion but do not lose it. So what I mean by that is like Chief Chirpa, Akbar, Elder, there's a couple of them. they have the evasive maneuvers that spams your whole team with evasion stacks. They have the hasty repairs, which spams your whole team. It's an AoE evasion stack. And then the trooper, when he uses the basic, or she, does basic damage plus bonus damage equal to the number of stacks of evade. So what happens is in the beginning, you just go evade, 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 and you're sitting on like 40 stacks of evade. And then the second round, hasty repairs, trooper's turn, basic one-shot delete. And you do that 2 or 3 times in a row, and then you're one-shotting the shadow units who have 200 stacks of damage. You hit them for 200 damage and just one-shot kill them. So it's like, yeah. So is your plan to play this raid heavily? Like, are you gonna get in there and manually play this? Because I literally, I don't think I'm ever going to manually play. I think I'm going to just auto 8 runs of this raid on however many accounts I've got going at the time. I just added an account, by the way. I'll talk about that in a minute, but added to my old account. But I'm just going to auto this thing because I don't know. It seems like I could perform, you know, to speak economically, I could perform incrementally better by working the raid. But is it worth my time to do that? Okay, so I was helping a buddy in my guild. We were just kind of chilling and playing through his. With Gear 11, Gear 12 characters, we were getting 95% of the score. You know, which is going to be like in the Tier 1, Tier 0. We were getting 95% of the max scores. Just going evade, 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 basic, evade, 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 basic. And so we were going through the runs in about 60 to 75 seconds, minute and a half. So, you know, once a week, 8 runs. If it takes you a minute and a half, that's 12 minutes a week. Okay. And potentially get 95% of your score. Whereas if you go on full auto, the computer does some janky stuff. It's all like distract, sideswipe, shoot the wrong target, pew pew, 70% of your score. So it just depends on, you know, how many of those rewards do you really feel you want to aim for, I guess. But ultimately, it's pretty good. So my guild, we got 192 million, I think, our first run, 192 million points. And then this second week, we went from 192 to 200 and I think 58. And it was not really by increased engagement, because we really did push everybody that first week. It's a brand new raid. Everybody hit it hard. It was from just talking through and sharing these strategies. And so, like, that's what makes the C-3PO so valuable. And I think why CG's going to nerf that real soon. Because he's, you know, he's got that escape clause, right? Yeah. But in the raid, he's a combat unit. He's doing damage. He's not a passive character. And secondly, he's got the evasive maneuver, which is the most important mechanic in the raid. So you can spam him over and over again with the most important characters. So you just put it like a General Veers lead, C-3PO, and if you have another character, great. Otherwise, evade basic, evade basic, evade basic. All right. C-3PO escapes. Iden C-3PO. Death Trooper C-3PO. Yeah. So I guess what I'll do this week is I'll have to try that and make a video out of it and see what happens. I'll look for. Yep. I'm sure everybody's going to be sitting in the edge of their seats waiting for the evade basic, and tell everybody that Gerbil did this and I don't know anything what I'm doing, and that'll be fun. I'll enjoy it. By the way, hey everybody, we're twinsies today. That was totally an accident, but we're totally twinsies. Mine isn't the Gap. Mine's my little Nooch Too Good, but yeah. 2 old men sitting around in their hoodies, basically. There's zip-up hoodies. Zip-up hoodies. Yeah, well, it's winter and it's comfy. I find, now, how about you? I find the zip-up hoodie much more appealing than a regular hoodie. You pull it on, it like squeezes your head, and if you had any hair stuff going on, it just destroys all of it. Yeah, see, look at that beautiful coif you've got there. Yeah. I'm losing it. It's going away. Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like the pullover hoodie, man, this is such a conversation here, huh? The pullover, like, I'm so lazy. I don't take off my glasses. And so I'm trying to pull it, and next thing I know, I'm stretching it, or my glasses go flying off. When, you know, it's like, that was oh so hard, but I can't be, no.
I agree. I'm 100%. Generally speaking, I will not take off my glasses when I put on a shirt. I think probably when I first got glasses when I was young, I probably spent a while doing that, and then eventually you learn the skill set of putting on a shirt while keeping your glasses on, because man, all that time, think of all the time I've saved. It's probably an extra 5 minutes in my life for the last 40 years that, and what have I done with that 5 minutes? I've autoed the raid on one account, so I'm in good shape.
I got you beat, man. I got you beat. Okay, so I used to drive to work back when I lived in America, and I kept an electric razor in my car's glove box, because I figured if I could drive and shave at the same time, I could save 3 to 5 minutes a day, and that adds up to a few days or weeks over the course of a decade.
Well, yeah. What's 5 minutes times? You probably work 180, 200 days a year, so that's that's 1,000 minutes a year. What's 1,000 minutes? You got to calculate? I can see you're calculating. So 1,000 minutes a year. Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up our next little topic here we're going to talk about.
Yeah, 15 hours a year. That's a whole day every year, so that I can drive distracted.
Yeah, that's a whole day of being awake, right? Because you sleep the other 9 hours. You're driving distracted. Yep. But, the trade-off, it's not that distracted, really, because, you're... Now, where were the hair clippings going? Like, are they into the razor so you can dump it out later? Or were they...
Yeah, it's one of those vacuuming whatever things, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's excellent. Hey, boys and girls, tip from your dad and your gerbil.
No.
Shave in the car.
I did not recommend this.
Ladies... It's like I can see the okay.
Yeah. So, in other good advice from NOOCH and the Gerbil, let me tell you some stock picks I'm looking at.
Okay, I actually cannot engage in this conversation. I literally can't.
No worries.
I'll lose my license. All right, so you and I were talking before we came on about the Datacron set expiring and let's talk about the customer support first. The 3 Riva shards, and you mentioned that Reddit had a problem with that. I'll just let you jump into it.
Yeah. So somebody over at Capital Games is in deep trouble. I mean, they really, somebody should almost lose their job over this. It is wholly unacceptable. Look, they make mistakes all the time, and some of them, like starting a Grand Arena and then canceling it. They've done that. Starting a Conquest or a Galactic Challenge and canceling it. But this one beats all. They put out a make good with 3 Riva shards and 1,000, Git currency. And there is not a single Clone War Chewie shard to be seen.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's an absolute problem. We need our Clone War Chewie shards, because what are we going to do without them? I mean,
you work and you work. You shave in the car. You put your shirts on with no glasses, and then you get this kind of crap. And it's yeah. I don't know.
You can't. Yeah, it just feels not sincere,
Right.
It's like it's an attempt, but it's not sincere.
It's fake apology. We apologize, but it's a fake apology. Yes,
I
agree.
It's placation at its finest.
Yeah, placation. Very nice, very nice. So let me ask you this. What do you think they value? Like, they have a dollar value on every single thing in the game. I feel like they probably have the highest dollar value for anything in the game on Riva shards. I'm not sure what else would be a higher dollar value for something that they could give us. And I have no idea what happened with Rise of the Empire territory. I don't.
No, me either.
I didn't notice anything going wrong. Especially, I didn't notice anything going wrong because nobody's to the Riva mission yet. So, what kind of dollar value do you think they put on 3 Riva shards and 1,000 get 3 currency?
Wow. So are we going to look at this using Lightspeed Bundle math, which I think is not a good idea, or the recent 100 Omicrons for $100? Well, no, not Omicron. Sorry, they were the not Omicrons. I said that wrong. What are they? They're
They were
gold
the purples,
ones.
right?
Omegas.
Oh, the Omegas. Okay, yeah.
Omegas.
I was about to say they offered 100 Omicrons for $100. I missed that.
Oh man! Right then, all 2 people watching us just went straight for that. They just hit the app hard.
So,
but no, yeah.
Yeah, if you say an Omega is worth $1, which I guess they were that was like whenever you get a pack or bundle, like they're kind of telling you that's a deal. So maybe an Omega is worth $1.50. I don't know, but I don't know how to translate that.
Yeah, I was looking at the deals, and even they've even called them deals on the forum post, that you've been invited anniversary announcement, which Capital Games actually thank you for the gifts. I mean, that was really nice every year. I sincerely do appreciate that. But here's the thing, Capital Games, about human nature. How many of you people out there, how many of us remember that random stranger who opened the door and held it for us at the store? No. We don't remember that. How many random compliments? Oh, your hair looks good. Do you remember? Not many. How many people, though, do you remember who really frustrated you somewhere in life? That sticks, because we want to embed that in our memory to avoid it in the future, to protect ourselves. That's just animal instinct nature. So you give us something good and we're all happy for a few minutes and we celebrate it. Then you say, hey, at the same time, we'd like to rip you off the best way we can. That overpowers the goodness. So those packs kind of, I don't know. I wonder if they negated all that goodwill.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull. You're talking about the 5,000 crystals for one character pack. I tried to pull it up and it's gone. I didn't really pay. The thing is that I looked at it the first day, honestly, and I made a video about those packs. You know, are they worth it? And then I made one a couple hours later, and nobody watched mine anymore. But yeah, I know. Thanks, man. So we're kind of sad this morning, aren't we? This is a pretty good deal. 3,200 crystals for 100 laptop cover ties. Anyway, I might do that. When I first opened it up, I was actually, my brain went to the Shard Shop currency, because that's what we've done the last, you know, they've done this twice this year, and this first 2 times they've done it is, what is it, 8,000 Shard Shop to pull a character, right? And so you're like, is it worth it? Well, for end game people, no. For new players, it's absolutely worth it. Go get a character, take your shot. Even for mid game people, you know, if you have the chance to pull Hondo, you know, it's worth it to take a shot with that Shard Shop currency. So I opened up that 5,000 crystal pack and I started to make a video. And about 2 minutes in, I realized, wait a minute, this is crystals. Because my brain was like, you know, is it worth it? You know, you get extra shards if you don't hit it. And then I was like, I had to reset my brain. I actually was thinking about it wrong. And when you look at 5,000 crystals for one character pull, that's $40. That's $40. And really, at the end of the day, it was like with the other one they put in there, it was insane. It was the worst, one of the worst. If anybody did that, I am so sorry, because there is absolutely no way 5,000 crystals. I mean, I feel like I could farm a character for 2 months and spend maybe 1,000 crystals and have them open. You know, not like new characters with 6. You know, anybody with a double drop. So the fact that that was if it had been like just the single drop characters, then maybe that's a deal, right? But when you've got Jedi Counselors sitting in there and you can unlock Jedi Counselor on accident.
And don't forget Clone Wars Chewie.
Yeah, I hope nobody bought that deal. It was one of the worst deals I've ever seen. And you're right. I love the evolutionary take there. You know, we've delved into lots of topics here. We've delved into old man sweatshirts, putting on shirts while you're wearing glasses, how much money do Omegas cost, and now the evolutionary impact that you said from putting out packs like that. You know, but I think that they're going to cover for it, because there are new Lightspeed bundles coming. I'm going to go ahead and cash in on my 3 Rebus drives right now, but there's new Lightspeed bundles.
Are there?
Well, that's the question. So everybody's talking about it. I've avoided it. I made a video when it was over a month ago, that we kind of saw the data, the data mine that there were 7 Lightspeed bundles, right? And we didn't. It was Lightspeed bundle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We didn't know what they were. So like, oh, there's more Lightspeed bundles coming, and then we didn't see it in November, which is not honestly. I don't feel like they can do that monthly and have it, and have it not just destroy the fabric of the game, right?
No, right.
But now everybody's speculating again, is there a C bundle coming? Is there a gas bundle coming? And I've avoided that. I'm not much of a speculation guy anyway, because I don't know. I just don't see a lot of value. I'd rather deal with what's in front of me and play with my toys that I got instead of what the Joneses got or might have. So I don't know. Are Lightspeed bundles coming or aren't they? I'm going to be, assuming they come, I'm giving away, I don't remember how, I think I'm giving away 10 Lightspeed bundles on my channel. So if anybody wants to sign up for that, go to my Discord. I've got a Lightspeed bundle giveaway in there. And you can put your ally code in. You've got to qualify for it. It's going to be under 3 million GP, no Galactic Legends on your roster. You cannot have bought the previous Lightspeed bundles. And there's something else. But basically, we're making sure you haven't already been able to spend. I want to give it to people that can't spend on the game. So...
Oh, that's really generous and awesome of you.
Well, thanks, man. I mean, it's $10 each, but yeah, I appreciate it. And it's gonna be fun. I think so. For me, I want to give a bundle to somebody that actually needs a bundle, not somebody that can't afford the $10. But are they coming? Let's talk about that. What's up with Lightspeed bundles?
Okay, yeah. So you're right. There was just a data mine that says Lightspeed bundle. I think 8, 9, and 10 are now somehow encoded into the game, right? So I've got a couple theories. I actually don't think they are Lightspeed bundles in the way we've seen them before, like the Ray bundle and the Star Killer. If anyone's watching who's a coder, you might be able to explain to me why I'm wrong in this one, but I have a wonder if, like they name a lot of these things like Marquee Bundle 57, 58, Marquee Bundle, whatever. And then when they hit the store and we open and look at it, it doesn't say that, right? It has a different name. I'm wondering if Lightspeed Bundle 7 was the Omega Bundle for $100, and if Lightspeed Bundle 6 was the Relic 9 Bundle that they introduced last week. Were those Lightspeed bundles coded to draw attention to them, to get everyone talking about them? And then they released the anniversary packs, and yeah, I mean, 100 Omegas, that's gonna jump you ahead a couple months if you're a new count, but really, nobody's gonna buy it. So that's theory 1. Theory number 2 is that they are in the game, coded, ready to go, in case of fire, break glass. So for the next time they screw up something really bad, they can go, oh, quick, we need to distract everyone. Give them C. And there it is.
Because last time it happened after what was going on, it was a big, huge debacle.
Oh, it was a whole chain of debacles. And of course, now I'm not going to be able to remember them. But it was just like, oh, Leviathan. Like, we fixed Leviathan. Wait, no, you didn't. Oh, we fixed Leviathan again. Datacron bug. I'm just scrolling through right now.
Yeah, Leviathan was a triple fix. It was like it just kept coming and coming, and yeah.
Yeah, and there was a period that when you scroll through, you go to the CG's dev announcement and news forum, it was literally like, we're investigating, we're been made aware of, we're looking into. It was just non-stop. And then, Lightspeed Bundle. Hey, look at that. Suddenly everyone's happy. Endorphins, like, pa-ching, right? Firecrackers in our head of excitement. And that's all we talk about for the next month because it so radically shifts the landscape of the game.
That's a really... I had not heard that theory, and if you made a video about it, I apologize. I don't think I've seen it.
Nah.
So that's not a bad theory. It's like... how many bundles were there with the anniversary? There was the three 5,000 crystal ones.
Right. Light side, dark side ships. The Omega bundle. Relic 9 bundle that was, I think, 60...
Uh-oh. Oh, you're back. I lost you for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm
here.
You said you said the bundle that was 60 and then you went out.
Oh yeah, like $65 or something for the relic stuff. I don't remember, but you had to get 2 of them to actually get a relic 9.
Okay. That's 5. I don't know, man. That's really an interesting theory, that because that does happen. They put a bundle out and it's not really what you thought it was, and they're naming it that so they can get somebody to make a video, and you know, which is again why I really am not much of a speculator. I just don't believe you have anything until you have it. And
yeah, agree.
Talking about what you might get, I've just never really. That's never been an engaging. I'm sure at some point, and I know I've done it. I know I've been out there like, oh, are we getting this? Are we getting that? But generally speaking, I really am just and I don't know what this means about my personality, but I'm give me a bird in my hand. You can keep your 2 in the bush, and I'll be a happy man.
That's a basketball reference, right?
No. It's not about Larry Bird, man. That's not a Larry Bird reference.
No, I know. It's golf. It's golf. I got you.
It's not... I'm not sure what's happening today, but we've got something going. We got something happening here, buddy. It's
it's all good. Yeah, so I'm looking at September. So this is just September 13th to the 20s, 13th to the 18th. So in 5 days, we had Leia, Bosch Leia Accelerated known issue, GL Leia Event known issue, GL Leia Organa Fracture AoE issue. Then we had a free pack for Leia after all that. Then we have Jabba the Hutt Journey Guide known issue.
Oh, that was huge.
Proving Grounds Sims known issue. So there's 6 known issues in less than a week, in 6 days. It was just every single day.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about the GL Leia Tier 2 that was such a mess. And then
it still is.
People could not get it's
RNG messy now.
And then people could not get Jabba's ult for like it was unavailable for the longest time. And that was a huge deal. Yeah, I forgot it, you know, and then Lightspeed Bundles and everybody forgot about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I like your break glass. In case of what we call the barbarians at the gate break glass. I don't know.
Yep. Yep. I think that's what they're there for. I think they're just gonna sit on it. It's in there, and we're not gonna see it unless morale just really hits the bottom, and then suddenly, oh wow, look, get a whole Geonosian faction at Relic 5 for $10 or something.
And I agree. I don't think they're gonna go. I just have a hard time seeing them releasing more Galactic Legends that way. Like, if you look at my Hyperdrive account, which I'm not on right now, I'm actually on my. I'll talk about that in a second. But so on my Hyperdrive account, I purchased all the bundles, and I have yet to complete. I unlocked Starkiller, but he's Gear 7. I don't have Rey yet, and I don't have Kylo yet. Kylo, it's the ships. Rey, it's the Raddus. I could have accelerated the Raddus and got it done, but I didn't. And other than that, I had a farm. I was in the middle of this Leia Organa farm, and then I wanted to finish my Phoenix team because I really want to play with that team. And so I haven't, and I'm spending $100 a week, so it's not like I'm sitting around with no resources on this. And I still haven't touched those. Starkiller is going to be next because it's easier to get him than to the rest of it, and then it'll be Rey and Kylo. But I still haven't touched those, and it's been a month and a half, since those came out. So I think that, and hopefully they realized it before they released it. But and I don't have any Zetas, right? My Zeta situation is very poor at the moment. So yeah, I think maybe I hope they realize that you can't just release new Galactic Legends like if they release a C-Pack, I'd buy it on that account, but then I'd be sitting on it for probably 6 months at least. Because I mean, if you don't have 6 Zetas, you don't unlock a Galactic Legend. It's just as simple as that. There's no points. Or 5.
Yeah. I bought the Slicker pack. I'm sorry, the BB-8 pack. And I have done absolutely nothing with it. I mean, most of my First Order are still sitting in that alt account. Most of them don't have mods, I think. I might have thrown some rubbish on them. But even in Conquest and in GAC, I keep forgetting I even have them because I don't have the Zetas on most of them. If I have mods, they're crummy mods. And I'm not going to deviate from my plan. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, it wrecks my plan. And I'm like, well, that's a good problem to have. It really is. It's a good problem to have. But I could go for Slicker now that I've got all the characters. But instead, I'm like, well, I was only 5 characters away from Leia. Let's just stay the course. Let's get Leia. And then we can backtrack if we want and get Slicker. So yeah, I think you're doing the right thing. Stay on target.
Stay on target. Yeah.
That's a Star Wars reference for you people that don't know.
We've come full circle from personal life references to evolution to Star Wars. Yes.
What's the difference?
That's a good question. Now, there's a question for a different...
So, back to, what was I going to say back to? Oh, I don't know. Something just popped in and popped out again. Anyway.
Well, we can talk about the Datacron set. So you mentioned that, and I just got my Datacron dismantled 2 sets ago Datacron rewards this morning. So I'm not too excited about this new Datacron set, and that's not, it's there. The Datacron set I enjoyed the most was 3 ago now, with the extra, all the health on everybody, 15% health and protection for each. That was a lot of fun to me, but I haven't seen huge impactful Datacron since then. Somewhat, but not,
nightmare. That was a nightmare. When you're in the Kyber 2, and I'm just like this close from Kyber 1, which I made it last week and lost it very next match, but congratulations. When you're right at that edge, right, every banner can make or break an event, and so you're like, okay, I know CLS can beat this, I know we're gonna punch right through it, okay, here we go, last battle, I got this, and you go pew 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 pew, and you haven't even broken like halfway through their health, and you're like, what the heck, oh my gosh, Datacron, oh, they've got 60% health. Yeah, that one, I forgot about that one so much, and it wrecked me.
Well, it was, everybody put it on everything. I mean, it was just, literally on everything out there. And that was kind of a plug and play. Like, you roll this one, you throw it on everybody, you're happy. And with this last round, I think it was use your basic, get crit damage up, crit chance up, and whatever. That's kind of the one I've kind of gone with on most stuff for the basic. But, yeah, what's going on with this set?
I have not broke it down either, really, because I'm not super excited about it. I think that this is a set that's not going to impact, I would say, probably 85-90% of the players as much, because the level 7s, you got Tuskens, Jawa, level 9, isn't it? No, yeah. You got Tuskens, Jawas, Hutt Cartel, and then Scoundrels. So I think most people will go for those Scoundrels, just because almost everybody has some Scoundrels available, Bosk or Han Solo or something. But very, very few people have, honestly, Relic 5 Tuskens and Relic 5 Jawas, except for me. I'm a little excited about that one. But yeah, I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, there's some fun stuff in this one, but nothing that just gets me super excited. The one here that for Jawas, it says, I would caution you to watch out, though. If you do see people in GAC putting their Jawas on defense and they're relicked, you probably want to pause and think about that going into it. Because the one, I'm trying to find it here, it says, here it is. At the start of battle, Jawa allies gain 100% bonus protection, and all enemies are inflicted with Provoked for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. Whenever an enemy takes damage from a thermal detonator, and you will take damage from a TD, Jawa allies recover 5% health and protection, gain 5% turn meter, and there's an 80% chance that they inflict another thermal detonator. So this is, if I read this correct, every thermal detonator that goes boom is 4 out of 5 are going to reapply immediately. And every time you damage a Jawa, Scavenger basically puts a thermal detonator on you. So if you go in there with any team that calls assists, you're probably going to get defeated summarily.
Yeah.
They're going to be thicker, beefier, healing, and they're just going to blow you up fast. So I would just caution people, watch out.
So this is what I hear from you right now. We just went through 2 months of Ewok content, and now we can expect 2 months of Jawa content. That's what I hear from Gerbil right now.
I hadn't thought of that. No. I worry if I make too many Jawa videos, my subscriber base is just going to like walk off a cliff.
I mean, look at your Jawas Relic 5. Let's talk about some of the stuff. Sorry.
Welcome to the Halfling. We're the Halfling channel here. We only do videos on half-size characters.
Find the Halfling. So, I just re-rolled one of these Datacrons for the first dark side, and because it was dark side, allies recover 2% health whenever they critically hit an enemy. Who cares? And my options are: whenever dark side allies start their turn with for each enemy with fewer than 4 debuffs, that ally gains 30% potency into the end of the turn. It's like, fine. I mean, that could actually get Grand Moff Tarkin really humming, actually, now that I think about it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. The other one is whenever they grant a buff to another ally, which Darkside allies don't really do that very often.
Nope, not really.
And then, the top two things I've rolled on this are special critical chance. Who blasted cares about? I watched, Calvin made a video, or no, Sanjita ranked these. Special critical chance, physical critical chance, special accuracy, physical accuracy. That's 2/3 of the abilities you can get here. Who freaking cares? The only thing that matters is even resistance penetration is not a great, and when it's paired with armor penetration, like it's one or the other. Armor penetration is the only one on there that I really truly care about. The rest of it is just bunk.
Yeah, almost anything with accuracy I think is wasted unless it's going on Ezra or maybe Jedi Master Kenobi. Like, I don't know what the hell is. Those two just miss all the time. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a Datacron coming next, and they want to pair it with that.
No, please, no Datacrons. From my raid analyses, I did actually start to understand that some characters have a much higher built-in dodge rate than others, which I didn't realize. Like at Relic 8, the new Scout Trooper has a 21% dodge rate, 21.5 or something, which is pretty interesting. So I was like, wow, put that on a Dodgecron. No, let's not do that. Let's not have Dodgecrons. Yeah, but the special critical chance rate, like, that's something I don't want to have to think about. I don't want to have to go, wait a second, is this a physical damage team, a special damage team? Like, I know Palpatine is special damage, but like Darth Revan, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And some characters are special damage when you look at them and they're shooting with a blaster, and I'm like, why is that special damage? Like, I think Leia Organa is special damage, if I'm not mistaken. And she's shooting with a blaster. I'm trying to load it, but my game's not loading, so I can't tell.
I'll take a look at it. We're going to pull it. Grandmaster Yoda is special damage. All of his abilities are special damage. But yeah, how do you remember? Some of them probably have some special damage. I guess you could Google. I do this all the time during Conquest. I just Google SWGH critical chance up. And there's a list out there on the wiki that'll pop up for you. It's kind of nice, but let's look at Leia.
Oh, no, she is physical damage.
Yep, physical damage and true damage. That might be what you were thinking of.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of. Now, I know a while back, Zareth in a previous Datacron set made a really, really good infograph breaking down special versus physical and like who to not mod them for, but who to Datacron them for. But that's just... my brain is fried from figuring out evade basic. Like, that was just too complicated for me. And I don't know, like, I've got so many people messaging me right now going, hey, can you make an infograph for this faction, that faction? And I'm like, no. No. It's just not going to happen right now.
Yeah, I know people want stuff, and it's great. And I get a lot of DMs now that I just can't keep up with them all. And I know I upset people because I don't respond or whatever. But if, honestly... I get a lot of ideas from a lot of people, and it doesn't all jive with me. Like you might be the Instagram kind of, or not Instagram, the graph. I don't know what you just said. What did you just say?
Infograph.
Thank you, infograph. You would be the infograph kind of guy to generate that. But yeah,
I like them.
That takes it. The time intensive. When like I'm working on my free to play farming guide for next year already, and the graphics I'm putting together for that, I'll probably invest six hours in just putting the graphics together for that, and then it'll take me 30 minutes to record the video. And I'm not complaining. There's no complaints here. I love doing it, and it's a lot of fun. And the graphics are really what makes the video valuable for a lot of people. And I'll make that graphic available to everybody. But just say, hey, can you throw this graphic together? It was like, well, yeah, no. Do you have a computer? And do you have PowerPoint, or do you have GIMP or some graphics pro? You go do it and share it with me, and then if I like it, I'll make a video about it. And if I don't, I won't. And it becomes kind of challenging. But I agree with you on the requests you get. You just you want to make people happy, but you can't. You can't make everybody happy all the time.
And a lot of them are fantastic ideas, but you can only save so much time shaving in your car, right?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. What are you doing with that 15 hours?
Oh,
you.
Probably drinking coffee.
Okay, good.
That's about it.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Oh man, I feel addicted these days.
How did your double drops go?
Oh, I think my main account was phenomenal, but I did the 100 and 200 crystal refreshes every day on the cantinas, and I got all of 0 Omicrons. So that. Oh,
I probably got 4 to 6 Omicrons out of it. I kept hitting Omicrons. I remember I wasn't watching closely, and I only did the 100s on the cantinas, and I remember it came up at least a couple of times.
No, the RNG was not there for me. Where do you? Yeah, okay, I bow down to you. But where do you like when double drops? It feels like every content creator puts out a video on where you should farm. You should farm this node, farm that node, farm this node, and I've never done that because I feel like what you should farm is really, really specific to your roster. Are you in a moment where you really need Kairos, or are you really close to finishing off some Gear 12 characters or finishing a squad or whatever? So I don't like telling people what to farm, but I definitely think that there are some areas, like not even specific nodes, but like every time double drops come around, to me, that just translates into 6-dot mods. Like, I go to the modding abilities, and it does not matter which one, again, depending where you are in the game. I think the double drop mod upgrade materials is like just a quintessential must. Do the 50s, even do the 100s, and upgrade your mods. Because, like, I heard somebody say once that in some podcast that made a good argument that when you're in GAC or Territory Wars and your Vader goes up against my Vader and they're both Relic 7, they are identical except for the mods. It's the only way to distinguish my character from yours. So the character with the better mods, whether it's speed or crit chance or armor or whatever, is literally what's going to make or break a win in a lot of conditions. So whether you need those Kairos or character shards, the mods, like them or hate them, that's my number one go-to. So, like, if I'm debating, I only got 100 crystals, what do I refresh? Mods. Straight to the mods.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, and we talk about it all the time. I mean, probably you and I have talked about it a bunch, and mods are the most important. And still, new players it takes them a long time to learn that. And I really try to hammer it home, and I don't think I can count the number of videos I make where I talk about how important mods are, or we talk about it in a roster review stream or in a Grand Arena stream. And I just think that they're everything. I really do. I think mods are everything in this game. And for people that are being competitive, so I agree with you. The mods, you can't go wrong farming mods and those. The squid Kyrotech node, you can't go wrong farming that. Just because it's not just that, it's those materials for, and I can't remember the names of any of these.
The second relic thing, right?
Yeah, let me go to the scavenger
conductor,
shop.
I think. I think that's the conductor. It's light side like 7-2 or something.
Yeah, it's the bronzium wiring. Yeah, I've got it up here.
Yep.
And it's
Bronzium.
these Mark V Fabritech data pads, these little green data pads, and that's the only one. So all these most productive pieces on here, you can't farm any of them. That's the only one you can farm, and it's in a bunch of farmable places. But the main one is the Squid Chirotex, and plus you also get the Mark V. Is it what are the other things out of there for
the
that?
silver
too?
one, right? Which is for the basic, the lower level. Yeah, I don't know the names of my relic
It's
materials.
the Game Boy. I think it's the Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great node, because you're always going to need Kairos, and you always going to need relic materials. I mean, I'm in a place right now where I literally am looking at 5 or 6 different full squads, and I'm wanting to relic all of them from like 3 to 5 or 7. And I don't have enough of the wiring. I've got like 30 wiring right now in inventory. So I was hitting that one really hard. Even in the ships, there's a normal, I think it's like normal 2 something that has that same green piece for the wiring. And I'm again, I can't load. Thank you, China. Thank you, China. Right here. This is a China problem. The Great Firewall that does not exist will not let me into the game a lot of times. It's maddening. I watch other streamers and they're just like, oh, let's just buy this, click, and we'll get that, click, and let's click that. You know, a lot of my gameplay is like, well, that didn't work. Let's push the green button and wait. We'll try again. Well,
but how do all the gamers come out of China then when they're playing like League of Legends and stuff? I mean, is it they get special compensation for some fiber or something?
No, so most foreigners who live here have a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. For those of you that don't know, a VPN, it's like it takes your internet signal, redirects all of your traffic through their network, and then hides your IP address. So, like, in theory, when you go to somebody's website, let's say I use a VPN to go to Apple, Apple doesn't know it's me, right? That VPN will bypass the Great Firewall because that's what those companies do. They just keep breaching it, finding holes and going around it. And it's actually not illegal. That's a misconception. People always say, but isn't that illegal? It's like, no, because China doesn't acknowledge the existence of the Great Firewall. Therefore, it's not illegal to go around what does not exist. It's a great loophole.
That was a very Confucius statement by it. It's not illegal to go around something that does not exist. Confucius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Confucianism. But because of that, it's a constant battle that the VPN companies are always retweaking and resetting their servers, and China's always shutting them down. And they are just always back and forth. And so Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, sometimes you do not need a VPN. Sometimes you do need a VPN. Sometimes you're playing and the server you're on gets shut down while you're playing and it breaks your connection and there goes your GAC battle. So it's frustrating.
So what you're saying is it's not the internet connection, it's just the firewall. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
And every time I come home, it's like I'm living in heaven. I can open the app and it plays. I can battle and not drop. It's anyway. Sorry, ranting.
All right, so final topic for us here. We were talking about how this year's gone by really fast, and I think it's just been an amazing year in this game. I mean, it's year 8. I can't believe I've been playing this game for 8 years. I truly can't. But man, the game transformed this year in a lot of ways, and I'll leave it to you to start with that, but. And I guess maybe we could do a year in review and maybe we should save this for a couple weeks, but I mean, it's been a transformative year for the game.
Yeah, so let's have like a good year in review conversation on the next episode. We'll try to get someone in and we'll just like look back at all the good, all the bad, and maybe we can throw out some suggestions of what we would love to see in 2024. But I think that, it has been a transformative year. Obviously, Lightspeed Bundles gave such an opportunity for catch up or rapid advancement for early mid gamers. even myself at 10 million GP, I had only 3, I think, relic resistance characters like R2, C3PO, and Vet Han, I think. So even for me at 10 million GP, I saw that Ray bundles and I was like, done. I'll take that. So that was I think it's good for people at all stages of the game. But there was a lot more, of course. We got some revamped GAC matchmaking. I don't know to what extent that's really mattered, but I went on a terrific 9-0 run of wins before I got hammered back down 4-0 or 0-4, I guess. So I think that made a difference. I feel like I'm playing against more viable opponents in both my alt in like the lower Bronzium or whatever it is, and my main in Kyber. So that's good. I'm trying to think like what else really substantial happened this year.
Well, for me the big thing, and it's why I started my free-to-play Java Rush, is they just changed the entire guild event currency, and they made Yoda and Leia and Wampa and Gas and Malik. They made them all just infinitely more farmable than they were in the past, and I think that for me that was the biggest change this year, maybe aside from the Lightspeed Bundles. But yeah, we could talk more in depth about that. But when they did that, I just think they opened up a lot of aspects of the game to a lot of players that maybe didn't have that available to them before.
Yeah, and whether you like it or not, just the whole raid revamp.
Yeah,
I mean, we had all been grinding away on Heroic Sith Triumvirate for years, and then we got the Pit Raid, which, man, a lot of people, I almost forgot about the what was it called? The Heroic Pit Raid or something?
Challenge Pit.
The Challenge Pit, Sea Pit, yeah. Like, I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. And whether you like or don't like the new raid structures, I think it's fabulous to have something new almost guaranteed every 8 months.
Yeah. And I think I still can say I could be proved right. It's entirely possible I'm wrong. I feel like some massive change is coming next year to the game, and I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to introduce a new level above Galactic Legend. I don't know if there's some new game mode coming that's going to like vehicles or some kind of thing where you literally, you know, we say use your roster in Grand Arena, but is there a way to like literally use your entire roster? I thought of a few ways of doing that, like a live PvP, or even like you start off with 5 characters and then when one dies you put another character in until you've exhausted your whole roster type of game mode, which sounds exhausting but also sounds really kind of interesting and fun, and probably really hard to design, which could be a problem.
Finally get some use out of Jedi Guardian.
Yeah, well, exactly. He'd eventually get in there. You're at the end of the bench, and you're like, who do we got left? Oh, Guardian's down there. Get in, lady.
With Ugnaught.
Ugnaught. You'd love to see Ugnaught in a battle, wouldn't you? Wouldn't that be tremendous?
I think it'd be great. Actually, you know, as that reputation of the speculator now, people keep asking me who the GL is next summer, and honestly, at this moment, I got no idea. I really do think it's that we're going to get some Jedi Council love, but I'm like, I don't think it's going to be a Jedi GL. We already got 2 in the game, so I don't know.
Who knows? We need a Separatist GL, and obviously they built Trench's kit to, you know, allow for that to happen. And then we need, I think we need a light side scoundrel GL, and I think that could be, so I think you'd be looking at like, to me, you could have a Darth Tyrannus, which would, you could have the maybe the Clone Wars version of Dooku come out, and then you could have, after that, which is, they're only 1 a year now, but maybe you've got Mando comes out with the movie or something as the light side scoundrel, but yeah, who knows? It could be, we could have a whole, old Republic kind of, not Old Republic, but a High Republic.
Yeah, like a Rabbit Reborn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm still crossing my finger for Tarkin. I think he needs a serious rework and GL status.
Good luck with that. Well, do you have any closing thoughts for us today, Mr. Gerbil?
Oh, you know, I wish I had something profound to say, but I really don't. You know, if you come to China, get a good VPN to make sure you can swgoh daily. And, yeah, watch out while you shave and drive. Especially in the ice.
Yes, I agree. What I'm going to start looking for people shaving while I'm driving now. It'll be a new game. Instead of the license plate game, we'll play the shaving game. Or guess what this person's doing while they're driving. I don't know, that might be maybe that's a bad decision.
That gets dangerous.
All right, sir. Well, this has been a lot of fun once again. We'll come back. I agree. Maybe next week we have a year in review and we talk about it. But this is good. It's good to see you, sir, and good luck with your China firewalls over there.
Oh, it's a daily struggle. Daily struggle.
All right. Well, everybody have a great day. We will talk to you soon. And, of course, remember, NOOCH and the Gerbil, too good